Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's video, and this is the digital part of this week's drawing, and this week's drawing is the Christmas Carol, well, the Muppets Christmas Carol. As you can see up on the screen, this is what I drew over the past couple of days. I have done this now, I sketched on a Monday, and I inked on a Tuesday, and then coloured it on a Wednesday, and now we're here on Thursday. And I'm recording this, guys, because we've got something a little bit special. Instead of my face you'll be seeing up in the top corner, which, hi, how are you? You'll be seeing somebody called Nicole Jean, sorry. Yeah, she is another YouTuber, and we've been working together for a little bit now, and we've sort of trying to collab, and she's going to be doing the reading for the Christmas Carol, and we're sort of trying to work things together, and this is the first video that we've actually done together, where she'll be part of the video as well. Hopefully she will enjoy this video. But again, guys, what I did yesterday, because this took actually to digitize this was 3 hours, and well, yeah, 3 hours that got me to do the basic outline of this here. First off, we started with the background and got all that sort of sketched out. This again sketched out on the digital format, which is this app here, which I'm using, guys, is completely free. So if you guys want to get it, you can do just by hitting that link, which should be down on the bottom of the video. If there isn't a link down the bottom of the video, guys, because I've been lax and I haven't put it down there, definitely let me know and I'll put that down for you. But like I said, we started with the main images, and what I'll be doing today, guys, is colouring in whilst watching Nikki read the Christmas Carol, which I'll flip this camera around in a moment so you guys can actually see her, and she'll be reading while I'm drawing. So you won't necessarily hear me through the video, guys, but my name is Blut084, BLUT084, Art and Games, and you will be seeing Nicole Jean. She is also on Instagram. I keep calling her Nikki because that's where she's called Nikki on Instagram. That's where I found her, and it's been awesome ever since. But like I said, we've got the main sketch done in paper and inked and so on, and this is the first part to the digital versions. I didn't record this part because this actually took me 3 hours to get this done, to outline the whole thing again. I'll just get rid of that one quickly. Sorry, I started here with the main characters, which is the Ghost of Christmas Present and Past. And there we had the Ghost of Jacob Marley. We've got Marley and Marley. And in the Muppets, you do actually have two characters for the Marley brothers. They're not actually Marley brothers. There's only one Marley, and it's Scrooge and Marley, who own this company, which you will hear over time, which Nikki's going to be reading very shortly. And then I put the other characters in. Again, this took me 3 hours to do. This is why I didn't record this part. So I will be colouring this one today, guys, while Nikki's reading. And I will flip the camera around in a moment or two so you guys can see her. And then I just put in the background. I know these are all different layers, and it's very important to put things on different layers. And as I go through the video, you'll see me add more layers, and you'll see why I need to add those layers as I go along. If you do need a little bit more explanation, let me know in the back of this video, as I don't always, well, I won't be talking too much over this video because Nikki will be there and I'll be over there on my desk. I'm actually sitting on my stream area now, which is where I game, and I do all my gaming videos. I'm either here every day on YouTube and occasionally on Mixer, but every day and night over on Instagram. Same name, different place. But like I said, we're all ready, and I'm about to colour in this piece here and do the other layers. So keep watching this part here where my mouse is, so you can see the different parts, what I need. But it all is in different sections, and it all will be coloured individually and go through. But if you've watched any of the other videos, guys, you'll know that the layers are very important to have, and if you don't have them, you're stuffed a lot of the time. But these are all just the outlines that I've put in to help me get along what I need to do. Alright, Okay, guys, so I'm going to flip this camera around, so bear with me while I do so. So you guys can see Nikki. So I'm actually using my TV to do this because my audio for my not my audio, my actual that's Nikki. You can see there, which I'll start the video in a moment. She would come with me live, but because she's in America and I'm in the UK, we the time zones to prefer and actually record her live would be a little bit difficult. She's made a couple of videos, so I'll be flicking through those videos as we go along. Again, her name is Nicole Jean, and we'll be sort of working together over this video, and she'll be reading the Christmas Carol while I draw the Christmas Carol, or the Muppets Christmas Carol. So please enjoy, guys, as we do, and keep watching for the layers and different things. And again, guys, if you want to leave me a message, you can do by hitting that you can hit that comment section down below, as this was recorded instead of being live. So guys, without further ado, let's put that mic near where I need to be. And again, I do apologise if there is any sound quality or bad sound quality, purely because the mic I'm using is the mic I use for streaming, and it isn't the greatest of microphones, and I'm using the software I'm still getting used to it. And over this year, I've actually started learning how to record things instead of go live each time. But if you guys ever do want to watch me live, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you know when I've gone live. Otherwise, guys, keep watching and enjoy the Christmas Carol. That's my microphone. But yeah, guys, hopefully you'll enjoy and keep watching.
Hi everybody, it's Nikki live and in color. I am here on YouTube doing my live feed about A Christmas Carol, and I'm kind of trying to go with my friend Blute, who's also doing it. He's doing the drawings. He'd like for me to do the readings, and we'd like to team up because we're awesome together. That's Blute, B-L-U-T 084 Art and Games. He's doing the Christmas Carol, and so I found a book for $1. I wanted to do children's books, and yes, sorry, I'm in bed. This is my blankie. I'm Linus. This is my blankie. So I am in bed, literally laying on ice. My spine hurts, I'm having stomach problems, and here's me, just me. So if you know me, and if you've been following me, you know I'm Nikki, and I'm just candid, and I'm here, and I have a horrible camera, but I'll get a better one. And subscribe for me, because if you like my ranting and my reading and my thoughts or whatever, if I'm kind of interesting to you, subscribe. That would make me really, really happy. I have 16 subscribers, and I'm just super happy to have them. Thank you all for your support. And so A Christmas Carol, I found it today at the dollar store. I was going to look for it, and I wanted to do a children's book, but I wanted to do A Christmas Carol, and I love Charles Dickens. And I do want to say that sorry, I'm in bed. I'm at a bad angle. I do want to say that I, as an author, the first time I opened up my book, I cried. I mean, it was amazing. And my book over there, I can't get it right now, guys, sorry. The Veil, the first time I held it in my hands, I was like, oh my gosh. So I saw The Man Who Invented Christmas, which was about Charles Dickens and how he wrote the Christmas Carol. And everyone else probably cried at all the scenes that were sad and how he got to writing it or whatever at the end. But I cried when he opened his book for the first time and saw the Christmas Carol in print. And, you know, it's, as an author, it's amazing. It really is. So, you got me in bed, unfortunately. Sorry, guys. But you have me live and in color and just trying to be as entertaining as I can be. So A Christmas Carol is about I can't talk. This is why I write and don't do live feeds. No, but I do live feeds. So, um, anyway, Ebenezer Scrooge is a penny pinching, mean old miser. He treats his family and employee poorly, and in turn is not well liked. He especially does not like Christmas, but one fateful Christmas Eve, he is visited by three ghosts that change his life forever. And so I want to be reading the Christmas Carol for you all and giving you my comments and, whatever. It's fun. Um, so we're going to start out today. And I know that me and Bloots are trying to team up, so I'm trying to catch up with him on where he is because he's doing drawings. And then he's got a reading, I forget who's reading in the background, the story, the Christmas Carol. So he's telling me, he's like, read the book. And I'm like, I have the book and I'm reading it and all I'm doing is laying in bed. So, I'm just reading it. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start actually reading the book for you and then just give you my opinions. But this is The Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. And he wrote Oliver Twist. And he's just amazing. He's one of my favorite authors. And like I said, after I saw that movie, I was like, wow, this is, Charles Dickens was hardcore. So let's go to the first page, which I think is depressing. And I read this and I was like, this is the first page of the book. But it is, if you think about it, if you've seen the movies, I don't know if you've read the books. There was no doubt that Marley was dead. That is the first line of the book, of A Christmas Carol. That's depressing. I'm like, really? So, here we go. Try to give you a good view here. I have no idea what to do. All right, so, here we go. I'll try to give you a good view here. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Apparently there's a chief mourner. Scrooge signed it too. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. Isn't this uplifting? Scrooge and Marley were partners for many years. Scrooge has his sole co-worker, his sole friend, and his sole mourner. And even Scrooge was not so dreadfully saddened by the sad events. Scrooge never painted out page turning going on. Sorry guys, if you know me, you get Nikki. You get me with makeup, without makeup, in bed, not in bed, in hospitals sometimes. I can work from home, and I do, and I love talking to you all. So if you like the video, if you like my readings and stuff, then go ahead and subscribe, but go ahead and also do a like on my video. So if you like it. If you don't like it, then, sorry about that. Anyway, so Marley, here we go. Marley's name from that, he wouldn't take Marley's name off of his door, on their office door. There it stood years afterwards above the warehouse door. Scrooge and Marley. The firm was known as Scrooge and Marley. Scrooge was as cheap as they come. He was a mean old man. As we know, Scrooge is a mean old man. External heat and cold had little influence on Scrooge. No warmth could warm. No wintry weather chilled him. No wind that blew was bitterer than he. Nobody ever stopped him in those streets to say hello with friendly looks. My dear Scrooge, how are you? When will you come to see me? No beggars implored him to bestow a trifle. The beggars would not even go near Scrooge. And here is a children's book. So here's a picture. If you can see it good. I will get a better camera, I promise. This looks weird. So there's people and there's Scrooge. And people are like, okay, let's stay away from that guy. So, and then this is the first time I've ever read the Christmas Carol, actually, guys. So, this is kind of neat for me. Sorry, I'm trying to get a good angle while I'm, like, laying in bed. I'm literally, guys, literally laying on ice, okay? And, yeah. Oh, it's awful. I can't even explain it to you. Painkillers don't work. They take them anyway. They lessen. They make me high, basically. Which sounds really, really bad. They just make me, sleepy, actually. And so, it's hard for me because I'm such a worker. So I hate when I'm sick because, I'm used to having, I have 4 kids, I have a husband, I have a life, and I write books, and I'm almost done with my second book, and I'm lucky that I can work from home, but it's frustrating for me. So hopefully, we can do some more interestingness with me, with, like, not in bed. But here's my blankie because I'm Linus, and there's my girl. You can see her over there. I don't know if you can see her. Yeah. My girl.
Because she's on meds.
Yes. Yes, that's my teddy bear.
Teddy bears!
Her name is Snow White. She is wonderful. So, but what did Scrooge care? He didn't care, apparently. He took great pleasure in the fact that he was not well liked and that he did not well like others. Apparently, he was happy about it. Like my commentary, this is what I do. I actually have to do a reading of the Veil for you guys because I've been going through chapters as the author. So you get my commentary on it. So if you've been following me, I'm on chapter 9. So I got to do chapter 9 for you all. So, but I'm trying to be interesting. And you know what's funny is my son, I did the night before Christmas poem. My little one, my baby, my 5-year-old sat and watched my entire YouTube video, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet. So this is a long book. I haven't decided if I'm going to sit here and read or if I'm going to go through the book and just comment on it. Blute is drawing the Muppet Christmas Carol, and it's very cool, and it's BLUT084 at Art and Games, and he's also on Instagram, but he's on YouTube, and this week he's doing the Christmas Carol, and so I'm trying to get with him on this. So him and I are talking about it, and I caught up on him, and I think that we're at the first ghost with him. So check him out for sure because he has somebody reading the story in the background right now. I know we want to coordinate on that as YouTubers. So. But we're not together. He lives in England, and I live in Chicago, Illinois. Yay! And so so it's really difficult because he lives in a different country. So but I'm trying to coordinate with him as best I can. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it in this live stream or not. I'm trying to read to you just, the book, and I have not read the book. And I'm actually really excited to read the book with you guys. So, but Scrooge is really mean if you think about it. And I've seen the movie a million times, but, like, I never read the book. And I think when you read the book, you're like, wow, this is, like, really intense. Charles Dickens did something good here. It's intense. He took great pleasure in the fact that he was not well liked. Great pleasure, apparently. Great pleasure, guys. Sorry. I'm trying to give you a good, like, setting where it's interesting. Am I interesting enough for you all? Maybe. Maybe not. No. So, here's the book. Scrooge didn't care. He didn't care. Oops. Mm-mm. So, I hate being in bed, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm a mess.
She's not very well, guys.
Here I go.
Just back problems.
One cold and bitter Christmas Eve, Scrooge sat in his office. He left the door open to his office so that he could easily monitor the doings of his employee, Bob Cratchit. That fire Oh, the fire that was lit. Oh.
Sorry guys, she's doing a live. So that's her phone there, guys. So I do apologise. That does come up every now and then.
Sorry, I'm trying to be kind of pretty for you, but if you know me, I'm Nikki, and I'm just me.
I'm watching a recording of
You
her.
get me with
Doing
makeup,
it, guys.
without makeup,
It's on her
in bed,
channel.
not in
Again,
bed,
Nicole
in
G.
hospital beds, sometimes. But I can be on YouTube with you guys. So, um, Scrooge was really mean. He really didn't care. So let me do this, and I think that Bluth has in his story. I'm pretty positive when I think about it that we're at the first ghost. But so Bob Cratchit. The fire that was lit for his employee was so small it barely gave off any warmth at all. "A Merry Christmas, Uncle!" cried a cheerful voice. It was the voice of Scrooge's nephew. "Bah!" said Scrooge. "Humbug!" "Bah humbug! Bah humbug! Christmas! A humbug, Uncle!" said Scrooge's nephew. "You don't mean that, I'm sure." "I do," said Scrooge. "Merry Christmas! What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor." That was really sweet of him, right? I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get you at a good angle here. Here's the book. Again. I'm trying to be interesting. Am I interesting? Like looking at the camera. I'm looking at you guys. I always look at myself when I talk, so I gotta get a bigger camera, a new camera. But Christmas Carol. So, here we go. So, what is happening now? So he says, "You're poor." Because Scrooge is just awesome. "Well then," returned the nephew happily, "what right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be mean? You're rich enough." "What else can I be," returned the uncle, "when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas! What's Christmas time to you but a time for buying gifts when you have no money, and a time for finding yourself a year older but not a bit richer?" So as we can see, Scrooge was a little on the money side. And like I see the movies like my whole life, he's a penny pincher and he's mean and all this. But apparently this is like a huge deal for him. Big deal for him. "So, Uncle," pleaded the nephew. "Nephew," returned the uncle, "keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine." Scrooge said that he would not. "But why?" cried Scrooge's nephew. "Why?" "Why did you get married?" said Scrooge. "Because I fell in love." "Nonsense," growled Scrooge. Good afternoon." His nephew left the room without an angry word. He stopped at the outer door to bestow the greetings of the season on the clerk, who, as cold as he was, because he was very cold, guys, read the book. He was warmer than Scrooge, for he returned them cordially. "There's another fellow," muttered Scrooge, "my clerk, with 15 shillings a week and a wife and a family, talking about Merry Christmas. Humbug." Scrooge was like, not a happy camper. And I'm just, sorry, I'm trying to turn the page. I can't do it. That was the first chapter in this children's book that I got from the dollar store today. I found it. I'm very proud of myself. So here is chapter 2, and these are the candles for chapter 2. The clerk, in letting Scrooge's nephew out, had two other people in. They had books and papers in their hands and bowed to Scrooge. Scrooge and Marley's, I believe, said one of the men, referring to the list. Are you Scrooge or Mr. Marley? Mr. Marley died 7 years ago, this very night, Scrooge replied. Oh, okay, well that makes sense now. For the beginning of the book, don't you think? I did not know that. And, by the way, since I've never read the book, I really did not know that. So, no idea. During the festive season of the year, most festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, said the man. So Marley, his best friend, who he was barely sad about dying, barely sad, died on Christmas Eve. It would seem. I think it's Christmas Eve. Here's a picture. So there's the guy talking. There's the guy talking, and there's Scrooge. I think it's fun for kids, like these pictures and stuff. Like, it makes it fun. It actually makes it fun for me, too, so it's kind of cool. Okay, so that's chapter. So I read chapter 1. I'm going to continue to read chapter 2. I'm in lots of pain, but I wanted to do a live stream for you all. I'm going to continue with the Christmas Carol. I might be back later because I know I might want to coordinate with Blute a little. And he's doing, like I said, the Christmas Carol, the Muppets, and he's doing a drawing. So, I will try to catch up with him on the readings, and I also will be on with A Christmas Carol for you all. So, thank you for joining me. If you like this video and you made it all the way to the end, go ahead and subscribe, please, because it would make me really happy. And also, do the like button if you like it. Press the like button. That's my little. I'm very animated. That's my little like button. Like button. So, you all have a good night, and think about how horrible Scrooge is. Have a great night, guys. I will see you soon.
Okay, guys, so that was the first part. She's done 3 so far. I'm hoping she's going to do some more, because I don't know if she's actually finished the book off in the third video you can see there. But again, this is Nicole Jean, so if you want to go and check her out, She's got a book called Veil, so that's how you can find her. But if you want to find her as well, guys, come over to my Instagram, or I'll leave a link down below. My name's Blut084, BLUT084. I'm drawing it still at the moment. Hopefully you are enjoying it. I'm going to be continuing on with the drawing, and Nikki is going to be still reading for us, because I wanted to get to sort of get the whole Christmas Carol. I did promise her that I would put her in the background, like you can see, and I'm still going. It's going to take me an absolute age to get most of the colours down on this, so I'm going to keep going, and you can keep listening and keep watching as I do. If we run out of videos, what I'll do, guys, is I'll get some music and other things to be put in the background, but for now, we'll have a continuation from the Christmas Carol from Nikki.
Hey everybody, it's Nikki, live and in color as always, and I'm just doing a live stream, and I am doing the Christmas Carol, and I am outside in Chicago, and it must not be that cold outside, otherwise I wouldn't be sitting out here. Probably 30 degrees, so you know you live in Chicago when you pray for 30 degrees. So what I'm doing is a reading of A Christmas Carol right now. Blutes084 Art and Games is going to be drawing A Christmas Carol, and so I'm trying to catch up with him on the first one. But so where we were at yesterday, I think it was on the second chapter, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the third chapter, and I'm going to try to catch up with Blute if I can here, and if I don't, I'll do a second video tonight, and then it'll be all good for the morning, Blute, don't worry. So it'll be awesome. Um, chapter 2, and this is the picture on chapter 2, guys. I'm entertaining, aren't I? That's what I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be entertaining. So, anyway, I got my phone. When I do this, eventually I will get, like, a nice camera, because I do this so often, so. Oops, put me there. Chapter 3. Oh, here we go. Chapter 3 is the bells. Chapter 3. Scrooge took his melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern. Having read all the newspapers, he went home to bed. He lived in a house that had once belonged to his deceased partner. It was a gloomy suite of rooms. Oh, I am saying it right. It was a gloomy suite of rooms. As Scrooge approached his front door, he noticed something very odd about his door knocker. In place of the knocker was Marley's face. That is weird. As Scrooge stared at this phenomenon, it turns back into. If you wait to see what it turns back into until I can, like, do a page. Look at me. So, like, yeah, until I can turn a page into a knocker again. Although Scrooge was startled, he went his house into his house anyway. The house was very dark, and the small candles. I can't talk. It's super. Okay. Although Scrooge was startled as he went into his house anyway. The house was very dark, and the small candle Scrooge held did not help much. Although most people would have been frightened, I would have personally been frightened if that happened to me. I would think, wow, this is interesting. The face of his dead best friend on the doorknob is weird and creepy and right. Okay. I'm reading this for the first time, guys, and you are getting my commentary on it. And Blue, you are getting my commentary on it. Sorry, buddy, but you are. Also, again, I'm sitting here, hopefully, with Blue's 084 Art Games, and he's drawing a Muppet's Christmas Carol. This is why I write, and I do not talk. And I got this at the dollar store, picked it up, and so we're reading it, and I'm actually reading this for the first time, so listen to my commentary, because I'm sure it's fun. If it's not, I'm sorry about that. I apologize. I try to be fun. I try. Then I talk in this voice, apparently. Alright, so. Although most people would have been frightened by the dark, scary halls, Scrooge was not, but he did quickly scan his bedroom before he entered. Just to be certain, sorry guys, just to be certain that the vision he saw of Marley was not real. Because apparently he would go to his bedroom. Quite satisfied, he closed his door and double locked himself in, which was not unusual. Oh, was this? No, sorry guys. Which, I hope this is fun for everyone, because, Blue's drawing right now, and if he has me in the corner, see what I'm saying? This is interesting. It's good stuff. A knocker again, although Scrooge was startled. Oh, we did that already. Okay. Suddenly Marley's face appeared in the tiles of Scrooge's fireplace. Humbug, said Scrooge, and walked across the room. Really not at all startled by this. After pacing for some time, he sat down again as he rested his head into the chair. His glance happened to rest upon a bell, a long, unused bell that hung in the room. It was with great astonishment and dread that as he looked, he saw this bell again to swing. It swung so softly again, turning a page. It swung so softly in the beginning that it sounded, but soon It rang loudly, and so did every bell in the house. Once the bell stopped ringing, a strange sound could be heard down below. It was as if someone were dragging heavy chains. Oh, and this is heavy chains into the cellar. Scrooge then remembered he heard that ghosts in haunted houses were described as dragging chains. Oh, he just remembered that. Did you know that ghosts drag chains? I didn't, but Scrooge did, apparently. So I love this book, guys. I've never read it before. I think it's really interesting, but I like talking about it while I'm reading it. Sorry, Blue, but you got me. And if you know me, I'll say it again. If you know me, I'm Nikki, and you got me outside, inside, in bed, in the hospitals, with makeup on, without makeup on. Um, you just get me. I'm cute. I try to be cute. So, and so I'm just giving my commentary. So hopefully he likes that because we make a good team, him and I. All right. So Scrooge then remembered he had to have heard that ghosts in haunted houses were described as dragging chains. The cellar flew open with a booming sound, and then he heard the noise much louder much louder on the floors below. I won't believe it. Apparently he stopped believing in ghosts, which is fine. Now we have chapter 4, and it's got a picture of I don't know what kind of bird that is, guys. Sorry. I'm terrible. I don't even know what kind of bird this is. I'm reading the Christmas Carol. Okay, so sorry. So he says, "Bah humbug." The color drained from his face, though. Sorry, guys. The color drained from his face, though, when the heavy door to his bedroom room flew open. There before him stood the ghost of his old friend Marley. So Marley was the first ghost. There was a heavy chain around Marley's waist. It was made of cash boxes, ledgers, keys, and other heavy objects. Oh, so this is interesting. "How now," said Scrooge as cold as ever. "What do you want with me?" Really, seriously, I would be like freaking out and hiding under my bed right now. Just saying. "Much." It was Marley's voice, no doubt about it. At this, the ghost raised a frightful. I don't know what's frightful. I'm turning the page again. It takes me forever. Oh, a frightful cry. It shook its chain with such a scary and appalling noise that Scrooge held on tight to his chair to save himself from fainting. Scrooge fell upon his knees and clasped his hands before his face. "Mercy," he said. "Dreadful spirit, why do you trouble me?" "Do you believe in me or not?" asked the ghost. "I do," said Scrooge. "I must. But why do spirits walk the earth, and why do they come to me?" Like they come to him all the time? Okay. Anyway. Sorry, guys. Just saying, like, I'm just saying, you know. "It is required of every man that the ghost return, that the spirit within him should walk abroad his fellow men and travel far and wide to observe the unhappiness." Oh, apparently everyone's unhappy. Alright, guys. Seriously, I don't know why it takes me like 5 minutes to turn a page. Here we go. He created... we don't even know what he created. Oh, and observe the unhappiness he created while alive. Well, that's really nice. Watch people be upset about him. That's awesome. Seriously? He created... What did I do that was bad? Let me walk the earth and find out. Again, the spirit... I don't know, guys. I'm sorry, but it's hilarious. It's very good. It's Charles Dickens, and I'm reading it, and it's really good. And it's a children's book that I'm reading. But It's very interesting to me. Again, the spirit cried out and shook its chains and wrung its shadowy hands. You are chained, said Scrooge, trembling. Tell me why. I wear the chain I forged in life. He wears the chain she forged in life? Very good. Replied the ghost. I made it link by link and yard by yard. Scrooge trembled more and more. Do you know pursuits and length of the strong chain you bear yourself? It was full, as heavy, and as long as 7 Christmas Eves ago. It was full, as heavy, and as long as the 7 Christmas Eves ago. Wow. You have been even more dismal since then. It is an enormous chain. Scrooge glanced about him on the floor in the expectation of finding himself surrounded by some 50 or 60 feet of iron cable. But he saw nothing. Jacob, he said imploringly, old Jacob Marley, tell me more. I cannot rest, I cannot stay, I cannot linger anywhere. I have no peace and never have. My spirit never walks beyond our counting house. These past 7 years, because in the life is where I spent because in life that is where I spent most of the time, said the ghost. But you were always a good man of business, Jacob, faltered Scrooge. He now began to apply this to himself. Business, ghost, wringing its hands again. Mankind should have been my business. I should have cared more about people, more about charity, and been more charitable. Wow, guys, I'm fun to read with. Scrooge was shaken. So the ghost was like, yeah, I kind of was mean, and I should have, talked to people more. Here's a turkey. Chapter 5. I am here tonight to warn you that you have a chance and a hope of escaping my fate. The ghost continued. You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Scrooge's face turned pale. I think I'd rather not, said Scrooge. Without their visits, said the ghost, you cannot hope to avoid the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow when the bells holds 1. Couldn't I take them all at once? I think it says all at once. Wow, I'm guessing things on the next page. And get it over, Jacob, said Scrooge. Expect the seconds on the next night at the same hour, the third upon the next night. When the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate, you will not see me again for your own sake. Remember what I have told you. So Marley came back as a ghost to be like, hey, stop being Scrooge. And now he's telling them, about his weights and his chains and his, sorry, Bluetooth, you're going to get my style of YouTubing if you want me on your, work together. I'm just teasing. And that is BLUT084 Art and Games, and I should be on there tomorrow with them. So, when it had said these words, the spirit walked backward from him. With every step it took, the window raised itself a little, so that when the spirit reached it, it was wide open. Scrooge followed to the window. He looked out. The air was filled with phantoms wandering here and there restlessly. Wow, that's cool. They were moaning. Every one of them wore chains like Marley's ghosts. Then the creatures faded into the mist. The night became still. Interesting. This is chapter 6 now. Candles. You like the candles? Scrooge resolved to lay awake past the time when the clock struck 1. The night seemed to pass more slowly than any other that Scrooge could recall. Finally, the bell tolled. It was 1. It's 1 in the morning. All of a sudden, the curtains around Scrooge's bed were drawn back by hands. Scrooge found himself face to face with the unearthly visitor who drew them. It was a strange figure, like a child, yet it was also strangely like an old man. That's interesting. Its hair, which hung about its neck and down its back, was white, yet the face had not a wrinkle in it. The arms were very long and muscular. It wore a tunic of the purest white, and around it the waist was bound a lustrous belt, the sheen of which was beautiful. It held a branch of fresh green holly in its hand. Oh, that's nice. But the strange thing about it was that from the crown of this head sprung a bright, clear jet of light, which by all this was visible. But the strangest thing about the spirit was not that 1 second it appeared as a full figure, the next as only a head only, and the next as only arms and legs. That's weird. I didn't know that. Did you know that? Are you the spirit, sir, whose coming was foretold me? Asked Scrooge. I am. The voice was soft and gentle. Who and what are you? Scrooge demanded. I am the ghost of Christmas past. Long past? Inquired Scrooge. No, your past. Rise and walk with me. Ooh, so it's kind of like the spirit of... Seems like the spirit of death, like... It's very interesting. They walked along the road. Scrooge recognized every gate and post and tree. A little market town appeared in the distance with its bridge, its church, and its winding river. Some shaggy ponies now were seen trotting toward them, with boys upon their backs, who called to another boy in carts driven by farmers. All these boys were in great spirits and shouted to each other until the broad fields were full of Merry Christmas. Sorry, guys. I feel like I'm not smiling enough. Okay. Where was I at? Christmas, farmers. Okay, all these boys were in great spirits and shouted to each other until the broad field was made of merry music. These are but shadows of the things that have been done, said the ghost. They have no consciousness of us. Scrooge continued and named every person he saw. He rejoiced beyond all bounds to see them. His heart leapt as they went past. He filled with gladness when he heard them wish each other Merry Christmas. The school is not quite deserted, said the ghost. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still. Scrooge said he knew it, and he sobbed. So, Scrooge was happy to see all these boys, but then, he was the one that was held back in school. Sorry, guys, trying to get a good angle. He was the one that was held back in school, and, not held back in school, but had no friends. He sat inside alone. Poor Scrooge. All right, so we're on chapter 8 right now. We are catching up right now. I am going to stop this stream for now, but I will be back on it. Sorry, guys. I will be back on it to do the rest of the story a little bit later. So, not the rest of the story, but the rest of what I'm supposed to catch up on, hopefully. So, I will be back, I promise, and I'm sure that, he'll play these back to back. So, all right, awesome.
Oh yeah, she is completely right there, and that's why she made quite a few different videos, guys. We're on the, that was on the second part. Where you know where we're at the story. You can see in the top corner, that's Nikki, but I'm Luke, the one drawing here, guys. And as you can see, we've got the basic background done now, guys. Um, I'm getting what we're doing today in this video is getting the basic colours down, getting the basic all the colours in, so we can go to another video and do sketching. So keep watching, because Nikki will be continuing reading the book. Hopefully you are enjoying it, guys, and if you are, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. My name is Blut084, BLUT084, Art and Games, here every day on YouTube, occasionally on Mixer, but every day and night over on Instagram. Like I say, guys, this is Nicole Jean, who is reading the book, and we'll continue on where she left off and keep going with the drawing. Hopefully you are enjoying it, guys. Definitely leave me a like if you do.
Hey guys, it's a Christmas Carol. It's very early in the morning for me here. And I left off with Christmas, Ghosts of Christmas Past. It's super early in the morning for me, but I woke up in pain and now I'm here. Yes, I am sitting against my bathroom door because it's comfortable. But now without my coffee. So. So I'm
Okay,
back
sorry
on
guys.
Christmas
I don't think she realises that you can hear a fan in the background. So
maybe this is one of my cups.
If this gets worse, what I'll do, guys, is I'll tell her that it's this, and I'll get to record it again.
Sorry, I'm just waking up, but I'm in so much pain I couldn't go back to sleep. So it's about 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning here. I have some time. I need my own office or studio or something, but we're getting there. So I'm back with my coffee. I'm the only weird one that likes it in the middle of this cup like this, so that I can look at it while I'm drinking it. Because I'm apparently the only one who drinks coffee like this. So we were talking the Christmas past, and I'm dropping things. So Scrooge meets Christmas past the last time. And so many things are happening, and like I said, I need a studio, and I'm going to continue to do these readings with Blut, BLUT084 Art and Games. Hopefully it works on his corner so that you can listen to me talk, because I'm awesome, and while he's writing. And so I was trying to do more videos and films tomorrow, or live streams and stuff like that tomorrow, or yesterday. Yeah, again, and I'm not even high blue. No, just tired and in pain. So, my pain meds have not kicked in yet. Anyway, so while I had the time this morning, before I have a studio, a very large studio, a very large office to work in, one day, when my next book comes out, when I finish reading the book, writing the book, we are going to go back into A Christmas Carol. So, here's what we're going to do. And so this is chapter 7 in this book that I bought from the dollar store, guys. I bought it from the dollar store, and it was beaten up, but it was a children's book. And it is totally cool, and I've never read A Christmas Carol before. Sorry. So I am actually enjoying reading this with you all. So thank you for everybody who's following me. And if you like me and you like me crazy, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because I would love that. It would just make me really happy. So I'm going for 20. I have 16 subscribers right now. So we're going for 20, guys. So 20. So I have 4 more people out there that can subscribe. You know you can do it. You want to. Because you like me. Because I'm awesome. So anyway, yes. The only person I can amuse at 5 in the morning is myself. So this is chapter 7. And it's got a snow globe. I love this book because it's a little illustrated. It's not overly illustrated, but it's a tiny bit illustrated. And when I'm reading it, online. It's kind of neat to have some pictures to look at and stuff. I think it's cute. So anyway, chapter 7, where we left off, he was the Christmas past. So the spirit took Scrooge's hand and they passed through the wall. When they emerged on the other side, they were in the middle of an open country road. The city had completely vanished. Good heavens, said Scrooge, clasping his hands together as he looked about himself. I was bred in this place. I was a boy here. Scrooge was suddenly reminded of his boyhood. His lip began to tremble. Charles Dickens did not have a great childhood. And I'm going to do some more research into Charles Dickens because I really like Charles Dickens. Seriously, yes. Yeah, I have nowhere to work. And it's like, I would sit outside with you all, but there's no sun yet. So anyway. So, yes, I'm in my bathroom, but I'm in here because it's the most comfortable place right now for me to be. Which is sad. Sorry, guys. They walked along the road, Scrooge recognizing every gate and post and tree. A little market town appeared in the distance, with its bridge, its church, and its winding river. Winding river. Some shaggy ponies now were seen trotting toward them, with other boys in carts, driven by the spirits and shouted to each other until the merry broad fields of the merry music. Oh, we read this chapter already, and when we got to the end of the chapter, Christmas Past was telling him that Scrooge was the one that was not in the playground, but he was the boy in school. The school is not quite deserted, he had said the ghost. A solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still. Scrooge said he knew it, and he sobbed. Scrooge was not a well-liked person back even then, so perhaps he was just not well-liked because, he was traumatized. Who knows? Review. Okay, and we skipped over chapter 8. You guys love me. I know you do. Okay, so Christmas Carol, chapter 8. And just a little bit of commentary because that's what you get when you get me. And Balut, my dear, if you want to work with me and you love me, just me, and I always say I'm Nikki, I'm live and in color, and I'm actually not live and in color right now, I'm videotaping, but my Balut, BLUT084 Art and Games, he's awesome. He's drawing a Muppet Christmas Carol right now, and hopefully if everything works out, I should be on this video reading this to you all right now. And so we're on chapter 8, and just Nikki's commentaries is what I was going to say to Balut, is that so far what I've gathered from Christmas Past is that he's scary looking, but he's like boyish looking, but like a man too. It's weird, and I can't even picture it, to tell you the truth. Like, I'm sitting here trying to picture it, and I'm like, I don't know if I can picture this. So, but, so he's kind of boyish looking, kind of grown looking. Also, though, he's very sweet. So he's a very sweet spirit, which is what I always say about my husband. Unless it's 5 o'clock in the morning, he hasn't gotten to bed yet, and I want to kill him. But I didn't say that on YouTube. Anyway, I'm just kidding. We're on opposite schedules right now, and it's killing us. Alright, so that is a house for chapter 8. So from what we know of Christmas Past, he's sweet. Sorry, guys. I need to sit up against the door. They left the road and soon approached a mansion of dull red brick. It was a large house, but one of broken fortunes. The spacious offices were little used, their walls were damp and mossy, their windows broken, and their gates decayed. Chickens clucked and strutted in the stables. Inside, they found the rooms poorly furnished, cold, and empty. The ghost and Scrooge went across the hall to a door at the back of the house. It opened before them.
I did all that work for nothing.
And revealed a long, bare, melancholy room made barer still by lines of plain desks. At one of these, a lonely boy was reading near a feeble fire. Scrooge sat down and wept to see his poor forgotten self as he used to be. Oh, poor Scrooge. The spirit touched Scrooge on the arm and pointed to his younger self, intent upon his reading. Suddenly a man in foreign garments stood outside the window with an axe stuck in his belt, and leading by the bridle a donkey laden with wood. "Why, it's Ali Baba!" Scrooge exclaimed in ecstasy. And yes, it says ecstasy. He's very excited. Which in our generation means probably something way more than it does back then. In 1823, which is now I have memorized what year this book is or no, that was A Night Before Christmas. Now I have to check to see what year this came out. Scrooge exclaimed in ecstasy, "It's dear old honest Ali Baba. Yes, yes, I know. One Christmas when One Christmas, when yonder solitary child was left here all alone, he did come for the first time just like that." I think that's ghost talking. It's not very clear. Then Scrooge recollected many other characters from literature who paid him visits. "I wish," Scrooge mumbled, looking about him and putting his hands in his pocket after drying his eyes with his cuff. "But it's too late now." "What is the matter?" asked the spirit. "Nothing," said Scrooge, "nothing. There was a boy singing a Christmas carol at my house last night. I should have given him something, that's all." The ghost smiled and thoughtfully and waved his hand, saying as it did so, "Let us see another Christmas." So he's going to take him on another Christmas. I may not have a lot of this read for you guys, just because one, I'm not feeling good, and two, I need my own office. Yes, let me tell you, my own place to work, because I work my butt off. And that is all I have to say. Also, I should probably write a book today, huh? And rest. Yes, Blutes, I should rest. Blue can make comments to me while I'm not there. And here we have a Christmas form, and it's chapter 9. And quick sideline, I had a friend in high school that no matter what you gave him to read, he could make it sound so interesting. And I think that is a huge talent. I can write, I can't draw, I can't do music, I can sing, but yeah, when it comes to reading, I try to be animated like I usually am. I'm a very animated person, but this guy could read anything, literally, he could read the obituaries and make them sound very exciting for these people's lives. Then I just had to side note that because it was funny. I used to actually make him read things just to listen to him read because it was hilarious. So this is chapter 9. Scrooge's former self grew larger at the words, and the room began a little darker and more dirty. The panels shrunk, the windows cracked. I'm sorry, the windows cracked. Again, I'm not even having meds yet, guys, which is terrible of me to say on YouTube, but I have a spinal condition, so that's all I have to say. I'm just awake this morning because I woke woke up at 5 in the morning in pain. Sorry. Okay, so here we got Nikki live and in color, but she's not because this is a recording. So Scrooge, so we're still in Christmas past, and Scrooge is, we're still with Christmas past, and Scrooge's former self grew larger at the words, and the room became a little darker and more dirty. The panels shrunk, the windows cracked, fragments of plastic or plaster, as I just make up words, fell out of the ceiling. Scrooge recalled the time vividly. There he was alone again, with all the other boys had gone home for the jolly holidays. He was not reading now, but walking up and down despairingly. Scrooge looked at the ghost with a mournful shaking of his head, glanced anxiously toward the door. I'm gonna feel bad for Scrooge. I feel bad for Scrooge. Don't you just feel bad for Scrooge, like in the beginning of the book? I never realized, like, I watched the movie all the time, I never read the book, I never realized, like, how sad Scrooge is. He's kind of sad. So the door opened, and a little girl, much younger than the boy, came darting in and putting his arms about his neck and often kissing him. Addressed him as dear, dear brother. Oh, I have come to bring you home, dear brother, said the child, clapping her tiny hands and bending down to laugh. Home, little fan? Returned the boy. Yes, said the child, brimfully. Home for good. Home forever and ever. Father is so much kinder than he used to be that home's like heaven. I doubt that, but you know what? We'll go with it. Better than they used to, and he was probably an alcoholic, and children, don't listen to what I just said. He spoke so gently to me one dear night when I was going to bed that I was not afraid to ask him once more if you might come home. He said yes, you should, and sent me in a coach to bring you. And you're to be a man, said the child, opening her eyes, and are never to come back here. But first, we're to be together all Christmas long. All Christmas long, and have the merriest time in the world. So at the moment I gotta stop there for now because I don't have my own office or studio. But I'm gonna pick up in a little bit for you all, and just keep playing my videos. Blue084. I'm Nicole Jean. The Veil is my first book, so you can find me under Nicole Jean The Veil on YouTube. And hopefully Blue and I work this out, so it's kind of fun and kind of cool. And hopefully I'm kind of exciting and kind of cool for y'all, and we will pick up in a minute.
As you can see, guys, she hasn't made another one yet. She's been doing it like sporadically over time. I'm just going to grab my microphone. She's been doing them over sporadically over time. I'm waiting for her to do another video at the moment. As you can see, this has taken me an hour altogether to get this done. So what I might do is I will end the video here and wait for her to make some more. I might come back in a moment or two to continue on, just to get the what am I doing here? So I'm just moving around, guys. Yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna move her a second. Yeah, as you can see, I've got the main background done, and also the Ghost of Christmas Past. I still have, like I said, the background that I done did take me took me 3 hours to actually get just the outlining of the characters you can see. As you can see here, guys, I haven't coloured in certain parts because they are going to be covered over by actual characters, like I did just here. I don't really see the point in colouring something if it's just going to get covered over again. I will do Marley and Marley in a moment, but that's just where I'm going to be end the video for now. That was Nicole Jean. She is live every day or occasionally on YouTube, so go and check her out. If you want to know where she's coming, all you need to do, guys, is check the link down below. If I haven't put that link because I'm lax and I'm working on other projects, then let me know down below, and I will get that link there for you. Or you guys can come over to my YouTube, over to my Instagram. My name is Blut084, BLUT084 Art and Games, here every day on YouTube, occasionally on Mixer, but every day and night over on Instagram. All I can say is thank you very much for watching, guys, and hopefully you have enjoyed Nikki's reading and me drawing in the background. Like I said, I will be continuing on, and I will finish off this picture for you in the next video. So don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I've uploaded. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and happy Christmas, and have a nice and a good new year.